Welcome to the new episode of my WICSO. If I remember correctly, I think it's episode 5. So let's get started. So we left with this map. So yeah, with the Greeks expanding, Italy kinda collapsing, France expanding here. So yeah, let's continue. And we continue with, again, France expansion. Now, obviously, they now go around the La Seine to and they follow the river, and they finally expand a bit. Really, now basically following the river. I think, am I correct? The borders right now. So yeah, border corrected, but yeah, so now they do actually follow the river I wanted them to follow. But yeah, they still explore a bit in the Massif Central, and yes, they explore here. They discover another river here, so they go down there, and but they go ahead and start expanding along this river. I forgot the name, but the name should be on the screen. But yeah, so they don't get here because again, mountains. Now going back to the Mediterranean, which is the most important region so far. The Greeks, now that they have the advantage for Western Mediterranean exploration, well, yes, they're going to take the chance first exploring Sardinia and southern Corsica, and going even as far as those Spanish islands. And well, obviously they meet colonies along the way, and they yeah, so they colonize over here, and they finally start trading with well France, who so yeah, that's boosting their economy, who's lower than other countries, except for those guys, due to the fact that they weren't trading with the major powers here. And well, obviously, the Italian states, well, they would like to do something about it. They kind of can't, except for those guys. It's kind of trying to do something, and so they go in Corsica here, and they explore the rest of the island. But yeah, most of them are focused on land exploration. But yeah, for now they're too broke to actually start land exploration or conquest. But that doesn't mean they can't explore the region. So that's what they do. They explore the region, and they fall onto the Alps, which forces them to stop their exploration. Now the Greeks are still doing Greek things, so it's expansion time, and for the first time they finally connect their whole country together, by expanding a bit. And yeah, so now their mainland is connected. So yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. Now we go back to those Egyptian guys who obviously are kind of mad that they didn't manage to get to what would be Tunisia in our timeline, because now, well, they don't have access to Western Mediterranean, so they're kind of mad about that. And the elites, in this country, because again, with them being expanding so fast, those guys, those rich guys in this region are kind of mad about that because the government doesn't do anything about it, and well, those guys kind of plan on expanding there to become even richer and all that. So they're kind of mad. So they're revolts. Yeah, because they're like, you're not even going to do anything about our interest and all that. Because if I were to compare them to a country like similar to their technological era, like that would be like probably Carthage, our timeline. Like because their technologies, I mean, it's not on the level of Carthage, it's more like pre-Bronze Age collapse level of tech. So yeah, it's still pretty good, but it's not like amazingly good. So now we go back to the Middle East with obviously The Mesopotamians. No, I did change the map here due to the fact that I learned something about geology and all that, so I wanted to make it accurate. That would make sense when I explain the lore, but yes, so those guys, the Mesopotamians, are going to expand a little bit, not by much, and they're finally going to conquer their lakes. So yes, he's finally having full control over their lakes. You happy, man? You happy? Um, so they kind of expand here. So yeah, with Mesopotamia expanding in the region, yeah, they're going a bit chunky over here. So that's kind of scares Syria because they're like, holy hell, they're definitely planning to invade us in the future. So we might have to do something about that. So well, they expand, they explore the region, continue a bit into the coast because is one of their major trading partners. Is Sudan, Egypt thing. I didn't find names yet. So yeah, they go down here and they do it, and then it kind of becomes too hot, so they kind of stop. But yeah, they fight. They fight back to. So they also start major expansions. So yeah, man, might have some rivalry here. Oh yeah, also yes, they can kind of continue their exploration up there. Um, Greece kind of also continues their exploration of Anatolia and expansion in the region, mostly following rivers. So yeah, they finally expand up to the rivers in around where they were already settled. So yeah, Anatolia is getting discovered, I guess, which is a good thing, I think. Now we finally got, because of all that expansion and of Mesopotamia, we get some people, because the expansion direction is kind of split because you got the Mesopotamians who, for some reason, want to go as much as it in the desert and where it's as long as it's livable because the actually unlivable areas are kind of around here. But obviously you get some groups of people who want to go north because you got lakes and it's actually livable here. So they leave. They take and probably legally, as it probably took inspiration from those guys, and they go to the lakes. And if first of all they explore the area, they explore lots. And at some point, they start establishing a civilization in the region. And so, yeah, new civilization around Armenia. Wait, no, it's literally in Armenia and kind of northern Iran here. But yeah, you also got some of those people who kind of wanted to be closer to the Caspian Sea because they felt like it would be important in the future. Because well, yeah, they kind of thought it was much bigger, as they thought it connected up north here, which I mean I can understand. So they were like, this might become important, so they kind of go here and create a civilization in, around the Caspian Sea. So, yeah, more Middle Eastern civilization. So the Persian guys, because they've been kind of ignored in the last episode, or I think they were created last episode. I don't know. I should probably rewatch it. They expand and explore, kinda. I mean, again, it's mountains, so don't really go too far. They kind of, get closer to their Mesopotamians brothers, and they go to the other side also. So basically encircling the Persian Gulf. Yeah, it's basically their lake now. And they also finally connect with the Indians. So now we got a trade going from India and Persia's and Mesopotamia's and Syria's and Greece and then to the whole basically Mediterranean, so basically it goes Egypt there, and then it goes down here. So yeah, now basically most countries, yeah, those guys are still ain't connected to anyone. But yeah, most countries are connected to everyone. Yeah, in trade, as they have relations, even if they're not entirely saying yeah, because you kind of stole some boats of those guys. That's not nice, bro. You could have paid for that. But anyway, the Indians expand because they're India and they have a lot of people. And yes, they explore also a bit. They follow some rivers, and yes, they're nice. They are one. They're now officially the most populated state. Yes, they overtaken those guys by like a few dozens, so it's not that big of a deal. But now they are more populous. Anyway, let's go back to the Danubian guys who follow the Danube River for some reason. I don't know why they're doing this. It's probably just like the Danube River. And now there is a problem because you got two rivers. You got the one of the there's a continuation of the river that follows the kind of Croatia around here, and then you got the actual Danube River going into Hungary, and then around here, Germany. So those guys are kind of like, shall we go north or continue? And yeah, this causes a split, and because they don't actually have a government. And they kind of just you got a group going up, choosing to. Well, they decide that they want to go north, but the majority, so the original team, wants to continue, around here. So, yeah, I guess everyone's kind of happy, I guess. So those guys will be following the river. But yeah, now we go back to Libya, I guess. Now you're definitely Egypt now. And so that means you're Sudan. Yeah, that you can't choose. Anyway, so Libya will go a bit down south. Now, as you can see, you got lakes. I kind of changed them up to again be more realistic. But this where they are, like it's mostly the Sahara, but like it's more savanna. But like this is still like like desert, so those guys can't really expand north. But yeah, so they can go down a bit. I mean, it's not really the best areas because it's still savanna, so it's not that good. Kind of sucks, and you get lions and things, so yeah, it could have been way better. But yeah, so those guys kind of don't care. They go to Greece and they're like, their old government didn't allow them to do that, but they're like, yeah, how about we cut off Greece? What are they gonna do now? They ain't going to do anything about it. And what does Greece do about it? Simple. Yes, they stop trading with them. Yeah, good luck. Your economy is kind of dead. So yeah, we'll come back to you later in the next episode probably. Now coming back to the Middle East, we got some Greeks going out because they're getting tired of boats and they like land. So some Greeks in Anatolia are going to leave and go deeper into the region and form their own country. There. Yeah, I know it's purple. They're both purple, I know. They're both purple, but that won't cause any confusion. Anyway, so those guys are going to expand and yes, they get stopped by these mountains here. But hey, new Greek states, and they're probably going to get connected to the Armenian thing. Anyway, so Now we'll go back to here, yeah, because it's been a while since since I've done anything with the region here. Yeah, so some expansion it is with those guys expanding, because again, the whole thing here is just you follow the lakes. That's the thing. So they follow the lakes, because what are you gonna do? But yes, they finally realized that they might be a bit too big with a small rebellion. In the latest captured region, yeah, so they do rebel and they expand right after. Except, that part rebels from that part because, yes, he barely go into here, send a few people, and they realize that, oh yeah, it's kind of hard to run a state that just formed in like one of the poorest region of states, so they immediately get split because again they're really poor and they go into expansion. Like what were you think? You really thought you would be stable? No, both are really poor and have really low population, even though they're huge. Like the population density is like close to Mongolia's. So yeah, I don't know how they still survive, but yeah, I mean, hey, at least they're connected to some of the most powerful states here, so they'll be fine. Yes, they'll definitely be fine. Anyway, we finally got our first guy touching the sea. The kind, yeah, first country having sea access, like open ocean, because those guys are kind of close. This is not really open ocean. Now we finally have open. Oh wait, no, they were just remembered that those guys have been there. But do they really count? Like, I mean, okay. I mean, no, because you can cross from Brittany to like Spain and all that, so it doesn't count. Well, okay, you can go to Madagascar, but like, okay, yeah, I'm just trying to make excuses. Fine, you won there. Yeah. Anyway, going back to Egypt, who kind of got their naval influence yeah, destroyed because most of their ports were in here because I mean sure it's because the capital basically was also a port, and then you get a few ports here, so didn't get a lot of port cities, and then they were mostly like for trade, and like it was more like a port where boats will come there to sell things to them, but like most of their actual boats were stationed in ports around here, so that's more a port where, yeah, for example, the Greece go and they sell things. Here was more of a port where we go somewhere to sell things. So I mean, hey, at least they can still buy things, so it's not all bad. But yeah, you're gonna rebuild that navy, and those guys kind of, Sudan takes the opportunity to kind of go into what is not their sphere of influence, to put it that way. Yeah, I'm going to put it that way. So yeah, they kind of take advantage of this situation, obviously. In Syria, yeah, you remember how they kind of expanded here? Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, yeah, remember that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, no, so that did not go well. Because obviously that was a lot of land. Like, I mean, not only was this really close to the desert, I mean, it's close to the desert, it's poor, yes, yeah, no, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, especially in that area, like at least around that lake, it was fair. But yeah, just because they wanted to be bigger than Mesopotamia, yeah, look at what you've done. Yeah, so capital city here. There's your capital city. But yeah, so new states in the Middle East. Middle East is kind of becoming crowded, I see. But don't worry about that. Now going back with the French guys, they're actually going to build the port. Yeah, yes, they're finally going. Yeah, no, okay. It's I mean, sure, it's small and nobody really cares, but hey, so from this they kind of go here and take Corsica. So obviously those guys are kind of mad, but hey, what are you gonna do about it? Because again, their main trading partner are the Greeks, so that's a way to have more trade with the Greeks, because the Greeks are already on Sardinia. So yeah, that's more trading. That makes trading easier. Also, because the Greeks building like small ports around the French, because again, trade. It's really just that, just for trade. And then also you got some Greece to take advantage to start colonizing Spain because hey, you gotta take the opportunity, am I right? And France also expands up to the Pyrenees Mountains a little bit more. Yeah, so now most of their population and fundings are now installed in France, which kind of angers the North because well they're not receiving anything. I mean, in guess what? Yeah, like this is most of the rural population. That's the case. Farming and all that. So I mean, they're not really that much populated, but it's a fair amount of the population. Like basically all of this area is farming and rural area, and that's almost like 60% of the population now. Obviously, in terms of like yeah, this is like basically 40% or more, and this is a bit smaller because this isn't really livable, but it's still a lot of population in the north, and the north is kind of getting fed up of that thing. But hey, what can they do about that? Um, And to make this up, the government realized this kind of last minute, and they're like, okay, so we might have to, find something and excuses to fund the big things. And their excuse is expansion. Yeah, that's ways they found. They realized that, oh yeah, we can excuse everything by just expanding. Hopefully everyone will just forget about that, and nobody will realize that we kind of suck at doing our job. Hopefully, I mean, nobody's gonna notice that. We're just we're just doing what our people want. We're expanding. Right? Isn't that what you wanted? See, we're doing things and all. We're expanding. Yeah, that's cool. Just doing we're just expanding. North too. You see, like we care about those regions. Anyway, back to training with the Greeks. Yeah, so this will definitely have no consequences in the next episode. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just lying to you. Who knows? Who knows? Am I right? Who knows? I mean, it's not like I'm doing the series, or anything. Nah, bro, it's not me. It's not me. It's not me, trust. But yeah, I mean, but you know what? They're continue expanding because they find it fun or something. And so here, yeah, he's expanding north. That means the government definitely cares. In like if they didn't, they would have expanded. Oh yeah, they're expanding south now, aren't they? Yes, they're expanding. Yeah. You had to do that. You really had to. Yeah, you really had to do that? I mean, yeah, at least they didn't expand as much as they did north, so credibility not fully destroyed, I guess. Yeah, yes, they're powerful now, and I mean, at least they're one of the main exporter of product, of farming product and all that. So, hey, that's gonna make their economy grow with more money. By selling it to the Greeks, the Egyptians, even if they don't really need it. But yes, the Libyans, the Italians, the Syrians, not the Mesopotamians, they don't need it. But those guys too, those guys they don't need it. Those guys they do need it, but like you can just sell it here because they didn't bother even taking land here. Now, GK, they just started here because I mean, again, they do got mountains, but hey, they started to realize that maybe having your food product and all that going through those guys first might raise the prices. So they finally wake up and expand and actually do something. Yeah, for it's been a while. So to expand here, they start exploring the region, even if there is a lot of mountains. That doesn't mean you can't expand and explore. Mountains just makes the thing a bit more complicated. But they explored a bit, and yeah, they made explorations. So right, that's the beginning. That is the beginning. And yeah, with the Ethiopia, beginning to stagnate, you get some people who are like, yeah, no, this country is over, so they just took their thing and get out. They just get out. They're like, yeah, no, it's dead. The economy is not growing, and so they go make their own country here, and that country is definitely going to be successful. Choose another. Yes, they're like, yeah, we definitely are going to be. Oh my god, I need another color. Finally, they're like, yeah, our country is going to be successful. And yeah, and honestly, they just take advantage of, and they mostly take what the Ethiopians just didn't. Those they also do some exploration. But yeah, now the Horn of Africa is fully discovered or annexed or conquered or whatever. Yeah, no, the region might really become important because again, that's where civilization started. Just started here. Now we're here. In technically, not everyone like in the. Anyway, you get what I first, and they kind of become irrelevant because Middle East happened, and Greece also, and yeah, just don't mind that. Now going back, going a little bit further, going into Asia, especially East Asia. Something is finally going to happen here. It's really simple. We have three new civilization. We first got China, obviously. Yeah. Obviously we had China. Well, yeah. How surprising, yeah. We have China. Then going a little bit more north, we have the Japan. Yeah, no, it is North Korea. It's not. No, no, Korea here. Actually, I mean, technically, we got multiple things in Japan. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. Again, when I'll explain the lore one day, that will make sense. But yeah, we get to. This is also kind of due to how Japan is kind of mountainous. Yeah, we got new civilization kind of everywhere. So I'm gonna make different colors. At least I'm gonna try. So yeah, yeah, that's definitely not going to lead into any problems at all. But yeah, we finally got Japan. Yay, Japan, and China also. Yeah, gonna see what is going to happen next in the region here. And that's gonna be it for today's episode of my WICSO. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, have a good whatever time of the day it is in your country at your time. I don't know if when you're watching this. And yeah, see you next time. If I don't forget.